Hello and welcome to Loving Me, Myself, and Life with me, Jody Misiak. And today we're diving into a topic that's really close to my heart that I love sharing, and it is embracing who you are. So whether you're tuning in on a walk or during your commute or while making dinner, I'm so glad you're here. In this episode, we'll explore what it really means to embrace yourself, not the surface level stuff, but the deep, sometimes messy, always human pieces. I'll share stories, practical steps you can use right away, and a short guided reflection to help you get present with who you are. If you are ready to stop living someone else's version of the perfect life and start owning your life, this episode's for you. Let's start with why this matters. You'll probably hear the phrase, be yourself, all the time. Simple words, but they are so hard sometimes to actually put into practice. For a lot of us, who we should be has been scripted by parents, peers, media, social expectations, work expectations, and so many other expectations in this wonderful world, and even our own fears. Over time, that script can feel like the truth, but there's a cost to living that way. When we're disconnected from our authentic selves, we lose clarity on what actually brings us joy, meaning, and energy. We make choices based on approval, avoidance of discomfort, or the need to fit in. And that causes burnout, resentment, and this sense that we're missing something, but sometimes we don't even know what that is anymore. Embracing who you are isn't about being narcissistic or rigid. It's about alignment, matching your life to your values, your gifts, your honest needs. When you do that, decisions get easier, relationships get clearer, work becomes more sustainable. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be real. So what gets in the way? There are a few common blocks I see over and over. And this episode, I want to take a minute here and just say, I get it. If you're stumbling right now, or you're like, oh my goodness, Jody, I have no idea what I'm going to do. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to guide you. And I've walked this path. In fact, it was when I finally got to the other side of my fears and my old stories that I could really live the life that I truly wanted. And I didn't even know what it was until I started peeling back the layers. So that's what this episode's about. So hang in there and get cozy, because this is some real good juicy stuff today. So again, I'm so excited you're here. So anyways, what gets in the way? These are blocks. And again, I'm coming from a place of love because I have been here. And I sometimes get lost in my old beliefs and stories, but I always come back to really these moments here. Okay, so what is the first block? Number one, fear of judgment. We worry about what others will think. That fear can freeze us or push us into people pleasing. So I actually realized what I wanted, and I knew I wanted to live by the ocean where it didn't snow nearly as much. And I really love the mountains. So I knew where I wanted to move. And let me tell you, it took me a long time. If you heard my story before, I'm not going to go too deep into it right now. But I used to live in Ontario, Canada. And now I live in British Columbia on the coast, surrounded by water, nature, and all the things I wanted. But I almost didn't. Because in the moving process, or even the decision-making process, actually, sorry, Alex, because in the decision-making process, I froze. I started telling old stories, and I almost didn't look for a home here. I was like, well, maybe up north in Ontario, but it didn't check all the boxes. One of the major things was I was over the snow. I get really cold, and I go into this crazy hibernation mode, and I eat a lot, and it didn't feel good. It's not the way I wanted to live. Anyway, I realized that it wasn't in line with my own personal values and the life I wanted to live. But I almost allowed other people's ideas and opinions to prevent me from doing so. So fear of judgment. Oh my goodness, I didn't want to tell family for so long. So if you're there right now, fear of judgment, I see you, I hear you, and I'm sending you love right now. Now, number 2, comparison. Oh my goodness, this is a big one. Social media can really share people's lives in a light that isn't as good for us as we need it. Not everybody shares their hard moments. In life, when we create things, there's, blood, sweat, and tears. But not everybody's sharing that and showing it. You see the aftermath of all their hard work. Or, they're just not being fully authentic online. It's what they're deciding to show you. So when we measure ourselves against unrealistic benchmarks, it can really prevent us from going after what we truly want. And here's the other thing. What they want might not be what you want. Everybody has their own values. So the moment you start looking and comparing your life and all your awesomeness to somebody else, you take away your awesomeness. Number 3, old stories. I'm not creative. I'm not leadership material. I don't deserve, fill in the blank. I know for me, an old story is I'm not smart enough. And I picked that up along the way when I was a child and into my 20s. These stories we learned long ago stick around unless we realize that they're still there and shaping our future, really pushing us in a direction that might not work for us. Okay, number 4, perfectionism and control. Now, this one hits me really close to home. The waiting until everything is perfect to show up keeps us hiding. This need to control every outcome. Like if you don't know how it's going to play out, then you're not even going to start. These are the things going to hold us back. Trying to be that perfect idea of something. And that can really, really keep us stuck. Number 5, lack of self-knowledge. Sometimes we simply don't know who we are beneath the roles we play. So being a mom might consume our whole world or your job title. And these roles can really prevent us from really understanding who we are. And we can get lost in those roles instead of really becoming and being our own selves. I hope that makes sense. So recognizing these blocks is the first step, but awareness without action doesn't get you far. So let's talk about practical steps. Here are 5 practical, actionable habits to start embracing who you are right now. So the first one is practice curiosity, not judgment. So when you notice a thought like, I'm not good enough, respond with curiosity. When did I first feel this? What else is true? Curiosity opens space. Judgment closes it. Number 2, name your values. Not what you think you should value, but what actually lights you up. Values are the compass that help you make choices. So spend 10 minutes writing down moments when you felt most alive. What values were present? For example, it could be community or creativity, peace, truth. Number 3, do small acts of alignment. If you value connection, schedule a short coffee with a friend. If you value creativity, commit to 15 minutes of making something. Could be anything. Just create something that brings you joy, or at least gets that light going again in you. Small, consistent acts change identity over time. It doesn't have to be grand. Just small, consistent moments can really, really connect you to who you are. Number 4, reframe failure as data. I love this one so much. Instead of, I failed, say, here's what I've learned. This shifts fear into curiosity and makes you more resilient. It also helps you not fear failure because you don't see it as failure anymore. You see it as a way to learn. So failure isn't failure unless you see it as failure. It's what did you learn from this? And number 5, set boundaries anchored in self-respect. Embracing who you are often requires saying no to things that drain you so you can say yes to what matters. Boundaries aren't about building walls. They're about protecting the soil in which you grow. I want to pause on naming values for just a second because it's a powerful, underused tool. Knowing your values makes decisions easier and helps you stop the churn of second guessing. If you don't know yours yet, stop the episode or later come back to this and write down 5 moments in your life you felt proud or fulfilled. Then name the value behind each one. Now I want to guide you through a quick reflection. You can follow along with me and either answer in your head or you can pause and write down if you prefer. Find a comfortable spot. Take a nice deep breath in and let it all out. First, think of a recent moment when you felt drained or resentful. What were you doing? Who were you with? And what did you say or do? Now imagine that same situation, but you respond from a place that's aligned with your values. What changes? What do you do differently? What's one small action you can take in the next 48 hours that would honor who you are? It could be saying no, carving out 20 minutes for a creative practice, or telling someone an honest truth with kindness. Remember, don't forget the kindness. So important. Now take one more nice deep breath in. And when you're ready, if you had your eyes closed for this, open your eyes or just bringing back your attention to this moment. If you were writing, just bringing your attention back to this moment here and now. How do you feel? Do you feel more connected to who you are? A little bit more to your values, a little lighter, like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders? Here are 3 simple ways to keep the momentum going. Visit my website, jodymisiak.com, and join the Be You community room. It's a sisterhood of people that are coming together and connecting and growing and finding themselves and embracing who they are. Number 2, try the 48-hour experiment. Pick one small action that honors your values and do it. Notice how you feel afterward. And number 3, share this episode with someone who might need permission to be themselves. And if you're enjoying the podcast, subscribe and share it. It helps people find this message. And before we go, I want to leave you with this. Embracing who you are is a practice, not a finish line. Some days you'll feel empowered, full of love and light and energy and in the flow and aligned with your values. And other days, you'll wobble, you'll slide, you'll fall, you'll learn. Both are part of the process. Keep choosing small acts that bring you home to who you are, truly are. Thank you so much for listening. And until next time, be kind to yourself and really embrace who you are. And show up as you, the true you that's always been there. Take care and have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye for now.